Hello again my friends, it's time for another Destiny drawing board. Every week Bungie focuses on one of Destiny's weapons. First up was Red Death, an exotic pulse rifle. Then we had GJALLARHORN, an exotic rocket launcher, followed by Closing Time, an exotic sniper rifle. Next up was the Duke Mark .44, a superior hand cannon, and after that was the Thunderlord, an exotic heavy machine gun. Next up was the Silver Dollar shotgun. And this week we have the Conduit F3, a fusion rifle. Now, the Conduit F3 is unique. It stands apart from all the other weapons we've looked at so far. How so? Well, it's the first faction-specific weapon. Every weapon up until this point has been described as a Guardian weapon. For example, this is the Duke Mark .44, and if we have a closer look at the weapon's description, it reads Guardian. The same description applies for every other weapon we've seen up until now. The Conduit F3's description reads Future War Cult, one of Destiny's 5 known factions. Now, what does this mean exactly? To help us understand, let's look at the Conduit F3 in more detail. Bungie's art lead Tom Doyle describes the Conduit F3 as the Future War Cult's newest addition to its faction line. Here's how Bungie describes this weapon. There are those who deal in lead. Then there are those who prefer alternative forms of punishment for their opponents. If conventional firepower doesn't suit you, a weapon like the Conduit F3 may be more your style. With new tech, however, comes fresh risk. This new breed of weapon is evidence of an adaptive society. Advancements in directed energy disbursement were gained through dissection of hostile tech gathered in the field. The first implementation of this new technology comes in the form of fusion rifles. In other words, the tech that made the Conduit F3 possible was acquired when we collected and examined the weapons of dead aliens. Hostile aliens whose main goal was to stamp out humanity for good. In effect, we're turning our enemies' weapons against them. Fortune favours the brave, we're told. Bravery, it turns out, is vital for anyone fortunate enough to wield a fusion rifle. One of the first working prototypes was deemed too unstable for mass production. Despite the concerns over faulty radiation shielding, the weapon's incredible power has made it a favourite of daring weapons collectors. Newer generations of fusion rifles have solved some of these problems through slow and painful innovation. The barrel configuration of the Conduit F3 dampens the wattage use needed to power the inertial chamber. The technical jargon translates to brute force that any Guardian would value. Its over-penetrating burst fire is ideal for taking out multiple targets at once. The Conduit F3 is next generation hardware for killing the bad guys who deserve it. Charge it up and let it off the chain. So then, the Conduit F3 is part of the Future War Cult's faction line. It was built using alien technology. It has powerful burst fire that can take out multiple targets at once and has a charging mechanism. We've yet to see the Conduit F3 in action, but I've got a feeling that this weapon has now shot to the top of many people's must-have list. Now, the Fusion F3 belongs to the Future War Cult's faction line, so my question to you guys is this. Do you think every other faction will have their own line of weapons? And if so, which faction would you like Bungie to explore next? Seven Seraphs, Dead Orbit, Osiris, or New Monarchy? Leave a comment below and let me know. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more Destiny info. Thanks for watching, you just made my day, bro. And here comes the mother chuffing boom, yo! Hello again my friends, glad to see you made it beyond the boom. IGN interviewed Dave Dunn, the head of Bungie's art department. Topics of discussion including naming your own spaceship and Xbox voice commands. If this sounds like something you want to hear about, click the on-screen image. Until next time, Guardians.